Dude, so like...
Oh, wait. There's something I want to talk about before we get into that.
All right.
You were talking about dieting.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Dude, I ate so bad. I gained 15 pounds over quarantine, but then I lost it.
Yeah, that happened to me too. At the start of quarantine, I don't know how much weight I gained, but I know I gained weight, and then at the end, like once I started working, I just melted it off because I was back out. I was doing cardio, I was running, I was swimming, so I was able to throw that. You know, my muscle mass wasn't gone. It was just I threw on some fat.
Yeah.
And then I entered like the catabolic state or whatever, and I probably lost some muscle, but I lost
What is that? The catabolic.
All right, so it's like anabolic and catabolic. Catabolic is like the state of loss. So you're losing muscle, you're losing fat.
Oh, okay.
Anabolic, you're gaining muscle, you're gaining fat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I probably had my muscle mass, but I had a lot of fat too. And then once I started working again, I was eating less, so I lost some fat. Probably lost some muscle too, but I lost some fat. Definitely lost some muscle too. But I lost a lot of fat because I was doing a lot of cardio and I wasn't eating that much.
Yeah.
You know, and last summer I felt so good. Like I was probably in my best shape last summer just because I didn't really want to talk to people. Like that sounds dumb, but I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to socialize. All I wanted to do is play guitar and get away from people. And my getting away from people was going for runs, going for swims, working out in my basement because all the gyms were closed.
Yeah. Yeah, the other day I just because I'm not a very healthy person. And I need to set goals that are that get me out of eating shit or being too sedentary. But they also need to be attainable. I feel like that's the biggest thing.
Well, I feel like I'm not on a crazy diet. I don't do keto or paleo or I'm not vegan. I'm not a what's it called, a pescatarian or whatever. I don't have any legitimate. I don't think I have a legitimate diet that I follow. I just eat healthy. You know, I don't eat trans fats. I try to stay every once in a while.
That. Fried foods.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I'll have some chips or I'll have a burger or something.
Is anything greasy, right?
Pretty much. Think about fries. Think about chips. Think about
cookies. Cookies are pretty.
Yeah, cookies.
They can be oily, you know.
And cookies, they're just loaded with sugar.
Yeah.
You know, if you stay away from that shit, think of a fat person. What is he doing? He's drinking a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew, chowing down on some Betty Crocker fudge brownies. You know, stay away from that. Yeah. What do you eat for breakfast?
Sometimes I don't eat breakfast.
All right, but when you do, what do you eat?
When I do, I don't know. I mean, I switch it up. Sometimes I just eat cereal if I'm not feeling making something. Oh, not the good cereal.
All right, switch to Special K or something.
Well, okay, I don't eat friggin' Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Although that shit's good. But I eat like Kellogg's, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my shit. That's my weed food. Whenever I get the munchies, I eat Kellogg's.
Okay. So what about a breakfast sandwich?
I do that sometimes too. I make ham and cheese and egg.
All right, so what you should do here, what I do is, I don't even know if this works. I just tell myself this is legit, but instead of you, I don't know. I don't know, but probably is. I really don't know though, but it works in my head. But when it comes to putting something a breakfast sandwich, instead of doing a big roll or a big Kaiser roll or something, I just use one tortilla, right? So I'll use or 2 tortillas.
And are they a special type?
No,
or just
I just use regular tortilla, right?
Okay.
And then
none of that gluten-free shit.
Nah.
You ever had a gluten-free?
Yeah, things fall apart. They're
terrible. They don't bend.
They're terrible. Yeah, they just fall apart. They defeat the purpose of a tortilla.
Completely.
I do 3 eggs. I take 1 piece of American cheese and I split it in half. Then I put each half on one. Yeah. And then I use ham. You know, I don't touch. I love
bacon's pork. Bad.
I don't touch pork roll anymore. Bacon's got a lot of grease, got a lot of fat.
I haven't. Yeah, that's one. I kind of eliminated bacon from my diet for the most part.
What about pork roll?
Except for when I have a Dunkin', I always get a bacon and cheese.
I see. Whenever I go to Dunkin', Dunkin's already terrible for you.
I know.
Whenever I get a Dunkin', I always my choice is always the turkey sausage, egg and cheese.
Okay.
And I honestly don't think it tastes bad. And that's the thing is, like, people
Yeah.
have this thing in their mind where they're like, they have to have a cheeseburger. Like, a turkey burger is a cop-out of a cheeseburger. Why don't you think, instead of it being a cop-out of a cheeseburger, think it's its own thing. And enjoy it for what it is, not enjoy
Big
it
facts.
as a substitute.
I love turkey, too. I have turkey sandwiches, like,
Yes.
all the time. Yeah. That's my sandwich.
Yeah, I do either
turkey,
or ham.
Swiss, lettuce, onion.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So like for breakfast, have like a ham, egg, and cheese on like a tortilla. For lunch, you know what I do? Have you ever heard about calorie density?
Nah.
So calorie density is like the food that you eat. So like if you're eating bread, it's very calorie dense. So like say one loaf of bread is not very filling, but it has a ton of calories in it. And then a low calorie density is something that you can eat a lot of. Like, you can eat more of than that loaf of bread and have less calories.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So things that are very low on calorie density are strawberries, blueberries, bananas.
Oh, I love blueberries.
I love blueberries, too. And the thing is, that's great because, I love fruit. Fruit has a lot of sugar in it.
It does.
But
grapes. Don't grapes have a lot of sugar? Yeah.
But the thing is, like, carrots, and then when you're looking at meats, turkey is one of the lowest calorie densities when it comes to meat.
Yeah, that's why I choose turkey. Well, also, I love turkey.
Turkey's
like,
lean.
It's so good.
And you can eat more turkey. Like, you eat the same amount of turkey and then roast beef. If you measure out the same measurements for both of them, there will be, like, say 6 ounces of each. There will be fewer calories in the turkey.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think about calorie density a lot. So I eat a lot of carrots. Like celery, you know how people usually say like celery, you eat celery and like you burn more calories chewing on it than eating it. That's not true. But it's like close. It's
yeah.
So it's got a very low calorie density. So you can eat it, and like that's fiber too. Fiber helps you feel full. So eating fruits, you have a lot of fiber.
Yeah.
And you can eat more of it and have fewer calories.
Dude, I feel like me now versus me in the beginning of quarantine, bro. I was eating even when I wasn't hungry. Because I was just like,
oh yeah, it was
I
like
should
a boredom
eat.
Thing. It was like a boredom thing for me. When I get bored, I stress eat or I eat out of boredom.
Yes, yeah. And now I've gotten better where like, let's say like, I don't know, like it's lunchtime and like I'm like, okay, I should have lunch because that's, society is like lunchtime. But like, that's I'm not hungry. Yeah. So like, should I eat? But like now I've gotten better of like, okay, if I'm not hungry, don't eat.
You know what I mean? I saw like a statistic somewhere that said like 90% of people or something like that eat food like not like people eat but not for the reason of hunger.
Yeah.
They eat either because it's lunchtime or because it's dinner time.
So you know what that is? I found this out the other day. So apparently like it's because like when we were like Neanderthals or whatever, like we had to like scrounge for food.
And whatever you got, you ate.
Yes. And we haven't gotten out of that.
It's the same thing with dogs. Like Sarge can eat till his stomach explodes.
Yeah.
Because he's got like canine wolf instincts.
Yes.
Like, and that was like, if
it's just in your...
You don't eat every day as a wolf.
Yeah.
So the day that you do, you're eating as much as you freaking can.
Yeah. And it's just still like in our like...
It's in our dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just like... Give me those tater chips, man. Friggin' let me have at them.
They say eat till you're 80% full as a rule of thumb. Like, and this is
not until you hate yourself.
Yeah. And this, like, what we're talking about, like, we're not talking about like a serious diet or anything. We're just like talking about like taking steps in the right direction. Like I think about calorie density. Eat like for fish, salmon.
I had fish tonight.
What'd you have?
I honestly don't know. But my mom had like my mom bought fried chicken tonight. I was like, ugh, I had 2. Like I had 2 legs.
So stay away from fried foods.
Yeah. Now I'm like today was the day.
Yeah. I know you were like, yo, they got fried chicken, but my diet doesn't start until after dinner tonight. So.
Yeah, so I wanted to enjoy some fried chicken, but the fish was a healthier option. Yeah. I guess fish has a lot of like, protein. I don't know,
protein and like salmon. Salmon's got a really low calorie density, so you can eat a lot of it and not take in as many calories as you would if you're like eating a cheeseburger.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So you'll feel, you'll get more out of it, and you won't, you'll be able to eat more and take in fewer calories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's a great thing for me because I love fish, so I love sushi. Sushi's really healthy for you as long as you're not eating too much of, like, tuna or any, like, sea fish because sea fish have mercury. So the more that you eat, the more mercury you get in your body, and you end up with mercury poisoning.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, there's so many freaking components when it comes to this, Well,
dude, that's what freaking scares me about, like, health in general.
Yeah.
Like, not scares. Like, it would just, like, overwhelm me.
Yeah.
And then you, like, meet other people that are just, like, insane health freaks.
Yeah.
And they're like, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. And it's just like, yo, calm the fuck down, bro. Like,
and they
one step at a time.
And stuff, and they're very strict on it. Like, every once in a while I'll have some ice cream, like, I don't feel
you said instead of ice cream, maybe replace it with frozen yogurt. I thought that was a good idea.
Yogurt. Exactly.
I said that to my mom. I was like,
what's the place, Froyo in Clinton?
I've never been there.
I've never been there either, but I want to go.
All right, we should go.
instead of having ice cream, is frozen yogurt.
Yeah, I mean, frozen yogurt isn't the best thing, but it's better. It's the better option.
It's
and that's where I want to start out with.
Exactly.
It's just picking the better options and deciding. Like, when is a good time to eat, when I shouldn't eat, when I'm, if I'm just bored and
there's no universal diet. There's no one thing that works for everyone.
True. Yeah. I remember my brother did keto, but he did it for too long. Like,
That's the thing, yes.
Dude, he was so skinny. It was crazy.
For some people, keto works. Some people can do it forever. And a lot of people say keto is unhealthy. Honestly, shut the fuck up. If it doesn't if it doesn't work for you, fine, it doesn't work for you. But if it works for someone else, don't tell them that it's not working.
True. Yeah. My friend Henry, who does, like, all of my photography stuff, like, he does keto, and he used to be big. Like, he was a big boy. And it's so weird. I literally saw a picture of him yesterday when he was, like, years ago, and I was like, oh my God, it's not even the same person. But he does keto, and he's stayed on it for forever. He's just been on it, and he looks great now. Compared to what he was at. Dude, before he was just he was just round. Like,
Dude, I did keto for a while, but I got off it. Like, I did it for, like, probably, like, 6 months, and then I evolved from there.
Yeah.
And I started trying other things.
Yeah, I feel like it's just finding out what works for you.
Exactly.
And not freaking out when so many other people are just like, no, this is what works better for you. Because it's like, no, I think I know what's better for me, bro. But, yeah.
And it's not just, like, better for you health-wise, but what about better for you, like I don't know, like, maybe economically? Maybe someone was like, oh, vegan's perfect for you, and it's like, well, like, I don't know.
Isn't vegan food fucking expensive?
Yeah. Or gluten-free. Like, gluten-free is very, I don't know if
is it really?
Like, gluten, yeah, like, go get a gluten-free pizza, it's like $18.
Dude, did you know some people are allergic to pizza now?
What do you mean?
Okay, so, like, I learned I learned this while doing, like, a lifeguard training thing a while ago, because I guess we should know about allergies and stuff. But apparently, because you know how crazy it is with allergies now? Like, everyone has all these weird things that they're allergic to.
Yeah.
Dude, apparently in some, like, tomato sauces, there are ingredients in the tomato sauce, and some people are allergic to those ingredients. Imagine dying from pizza.
Well, I feel like there's like a lot of things. Like do you ever remember he was a buddy of mine. I don't think you'd know him, but his name is Matt, and he was allergic to wheat and gluten. And if he ate something, or if you used a cutting board and cut something with wheat and gluten, and then he used it to cut something else, he would get super sick. That's how sensitive he was to wheat and gluten.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so allergic
and there's wheat and gluten in pizza. So.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so allergic to poison ivy now.
Yeah, I know. You're allergic to being outside.
It has ruined my life.
Yeah.
I love fishing and I just can't do it.
At least you can still fish on
Not
the boat.
from the yeah. Well,
fishing
that's
from
the
the
thing,
boat's probably like the best, but the thing is you're losing some good places.
I know, dude. That's like fishing off of like a boat on a lake versus like a river. I mean, I love both. Obviously.
Fishing. Yeah, they both have their things. Like fishing on a boat is a lot more comfortable, but fishing on a river, or in a secret spot in the woods, like no one else knows.
Just different
about
vibe, man.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah.
And then when you catch a huge fish doing it, you're like, yeah, no one else can do this but me. But yeah.
Well, that fish I caught yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I caught.
Yeah, that was a tanker.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I thought it was gonna be bigger. It was 18 inches and it was only 3.5 pounds. But the thing was, it was fat, man. It was fat.
It was. It had a huge. It looks like it had a big head.
Oh yeah, it was a bucket mouth, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it dove straight for the bottom, and I had old line on my reel, so I was afraid it was gonna come off. Yeah. So I loosened my drag a ton, not a ton, but enough. And I mean, that thing was peeling line. It took me forever to see because it kept diving. I had no idea what I had.
Yeah.
I finally got it up, and I was like, that is a big largemouth. Yeah. It was on a drop shot, so it was on the bottom too, so I never even saw it hit.
Yeah, I love drop shots.
Drop shots are so awesome. Ugh. And what a drop shot is like, it's a hook, but you leave a ton of tag after you tie it, or like end, and then you add a weight to the bottom. Like 6 inches, kind of. I left like 1.5 foot.
Okay.
For that one.
Okay.
So the weight sits on the bottom, and the bait is suspended 1 foot to 1.5 foot or 6 inches, whatever. Yeah. And you off of the surface or off of the bottom, and it keeps it at the bottom but not on the bottom. Yeah. And you just have the bait just dance around, and that was exactly what that fish was looking for. I've caught
so many nice fish off drop shots, bro.
Drop shots bring big fish, man.
And dude, it's also when nothing else is working.
Yeah, because it's a finesse bait.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of the summer, it's hot out.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, that fish was so active though. I didn't need to use finesse, but it was what he wanted, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, it produced it. You know, I feel like drop shots are like, dude, it's like a summer bait and then like a late fall bait too, or early spring bait when things are just moving slow, you know.
Dude, I wonder if you could drop shot, but like musky. Like bigger.
I mean, imagine like how would you keep a musky bait up though? Because the musky bait's just gonna want to hit the bottom.
Well, no. Like a soft, like some sort of big soft plastic with a decent sized hook.
I feel like, I mean, you'd have to like make it like a suspending plastic because the plastic is gonna want to hit the bottom. If it's a suspending plastic,
well, not if you keep tension on the line. Like if you
that's true, but I feel like you need a good amount of tension because this is a big bait.
Yeah. Well, you know, now they have those like Z-Man. It's like all of their soft plastics are they're like they float.
Really?
Yeah. They're
that
like
would actually
made
probably
of.
Work.
They're made out of some like.
But I mean, imagine
type
the size
of rubber.
Of the weight. I mean, I guess you wouldn't need to throw that big of a weight.
I'm just thinking because, like, dude, I haven't caught a single muskie this year.
Neither have I. But I mean, the fall, I'm not going back to school. I graduated. So
yeah, we gotta
coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah, we gotta get some skis
for sure.
In the boat.
I've never been good at fall muskie fishing though. I've only ever caught.
Dude, I love it. I caught my personal best 47 inches in the fall. And it was a day, like, there was nothing happening. No one saw like, no one on the lake. You know what lake I'm talking about. I'm not going to say the lake because, you know, but our secret spot. Not really secret, but anyway.
Everyone knows that. That's not the point.
So, like, it was just a shitty day. No one was seeing anything. And then all of a sudden, dude, I just see this big honker 47 just come in. We didn't even get a great measure on it though, because we didn't have like a bump board. Yeah. But like my dad, he said
it was
like,
definitely over 45.
Oh yeah, I've caught like before that I had a 43, and like the 47 versus the 43. Like I've looked at pictures and it's like even that inch like comparison. It doesn't sound like that's only 4 inches, but like the fish just like it was so much more girthier. And like it had shoulders on it. Ugh. Yeah.
That's like when you think about like even with like bass. Yeah. Or actually like with muskie. Like I'm thinking about my 37. When I look at my 37-inch muskie and I compare it to my 40-inch muskie, two totally different fish.
Yeah.
Like the 40-inch muskie.
Dude, muskies have personalities.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Big time.
Yeah.
Dude, there was My dad's friend Mike, he was literally this muskie. I don't remember how big it was, but he had it in the net, just like like how you should, like off the side of the boat, you leave it in the water. And he like got all of his stuff out to like release the fish, and this fish was just pissed off. Like it was. First of all, he said it fought like the Dickens, but when he went in to unhook it, dude, he said, like, this is not me saying that. He said the thing like looked him in the eye, and it just like thrashed like as hard as it could when he went down to like get the hooks out of its mouth with like pliers, and when he thrashed, he literally
like with intent.
Yes, yeah. with intent, and the hook like went up his thumbnail. And like out of his finger.
That happened with my dad.
Did it really?
With bluefish. He got hooked real bad up his thumb. He had to cut the barb on the one side and pull it out. It was really bad. He got stitches and stuff.
Dude, I've only had like one hook set like severely in me.
I've never had anything like that. I had one go through my thumbnail.
Really?
Yeah, and I think I still have a mark from it. Never went away.
I just had one. I went to lip. We were at a golf course. Yeah. And I went to like lip a bass, and the treble hook was just
on like the lower end.
Yeah, and when I went to lip him, I just like pressed with all my pressure on the hook, and it just like. But then when I was like, "Fuck!" and then I let go, and it instantly ripped out. So I didn't even have to worry about like, getting it out.
But what you were talking about with the muskie, like, I heard of this story. Black bears are very docile. They avoid people. They run away and stuff. I heard this story about these hikers. There were like 6 or 7 hikers who saw a black bear, and they're really interested in it. They wanted to check it out. They kept moving closer, and there was something different about this black bear. Like, it was eyeing him, it was watching him, and like black bears usually run away. You make noise and they run away. Yeah. They started making noise, and this thing just turned towards them. And they're like, "That's not right." And then it started walking closer to them. And they started making more noise, and it kept going closer. And they're like, "Something's not right. We gotta run." And they ran. When they ran, they got back to the end of the trail, and they turned around, and one of their buddies was missing. So they reported it. Rangers came out, and they started looking for him. And they found the black bear. The black bear was walking back and forth, pacing, guarding something. And they killed the black bear. They shot the black bear, and they found the remains of the kid.
My God.
And this is a black bear. Black bears are supposed to be docile.
Yeah.
And here it is actively attacking a human.
Yeah.
I don't believe, I could be wrong, I wasn't there, obviously, but I don't believe that the person provoked black bears. I think
who would actually intentionally provoke a black bear?
300-400 pound bear. Yeah, I can take him.
Come at me. Yeah.
But I mean, there's an instance of personality where the bear just wasn't having it,
Yeah.
And he just
just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, Yeah. It's like, man, I'm done with life. I'm gonna go eat a kid. God,
if someone comes and harasses me today,
we're done.
And, well, it's kind of what happened.
Dude, I saw a TikTok today that was dolphins looking in the mirror. So like what they had, so they were in an aquarium.
Sarge does that. He looks in the mirror. He's like, "Who's that?"
Yes, but the difference between a dog and a dolphin. So like. A dog, they look. I actually, when we were in Tennessee, my dog saw himself in the mirror and started flipping shit. It was hilarious. But dogs, they can't tell. They're like, why is there another dog? Like, they can't tell that that's them.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I feel like, I don't know. But the dolphins, it was a TikTok that I saw. They like, what they did, they had a window in the aquarium, and they took a mirror that was one way, but they could see through the mirror into the aquarium. But the mirror was reflecting onto the dolphins. Yeah. And the dolphins were literally like, they were moving around the mirror as if like you're looking at like a normal human being is like looking in the mirror trying to like look at areas where it can't see. Yeah. It was literally like it could tell like that is me. Oh my God, I can see my belly now. Like it was literally like looking at different parts of its tail and like, oh my God, I've never been able to see that. It was so crazy.
Dolphins are supposed to be hella smart. Like,
yeah,
they're supposed to be like smart as hell. And like,
well, dude, I heard. Well, first of all, this is crazy. I had this conversation with my buddy Jack, who is the other half of Distinct, and I forget where I heard this, but dolphins, like they they found and recorded like finding like dolphins recreationally getting high. They somehow, I don't know exactly what it was, but there was some sort of like emission coming out of the ground. Like, I see normally in like a lake, it's usually just like carbon dioxide, like in like, or like coming out of the decaying weeds and stuff. I don't know what it was, but something was like bubbling up out of the bottom and it was like creating some weird chemical. And the dolphins found out just by swimming in the area. They were like, yo, what the fuck? I'm not feeling too good right now. And like, they literally, they like realized, they were like, no shit, if we like go over here, like we can get some pretty roasty and toasty. And like, they would like go back the next day and like get high again. And like, when I was talking to Jack about this, so there's this theory where you might have heard of it. It's something like when we were like caveman or like monkeys, we found mushrooms and we just started like freaking eating mushrooms, and then we just started tripping balls and shit, and then we somehow reached, I'm not explaining it well because I'm not, but we somehow like reached some intellectual like peak, and then it like, I don't know, it somehow evolved us into what we are now through mushrooms. And my buddy Jack, he was just like, dude, what if like dolphins figured out how to do that, and they just like imagine like having just a dolphin that, but like it had somehow grew legs and arms, just like walks out of the water. He's just like, what's up, dude? Like, imagine that. They could be on the break of like people, like society. That would be crazy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know too much about what that is, but one thing you talked about. All right, so you're talking about shit coming out of the ocean. So like in the deep sea, I heard of this thing where there's like these vents on the bottom of the ocean where like the mantle lets out like magma or some shit, and it's just like a vent for like the mantle. It comes through the crust, and in the deep ocean, like we're talking like however many thousand feet deep.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, pitch black, way too dark, super extreme pressure, but these little vents create like a little pocket ecosystem, and it's just warm enough there as to where like there's an entire society of not like sentient, but like, you know, like there's like bacteria and like small critters
really
that, like, are able to create. It's like their own like little planet,
and
Earth.
Nothing around there lives.
Like
everything
outside of it, it's too cold. Like these societies can't survive. But inside of it, just where like the vent is, it's warm enough, and they create like this huge society of just like all these little critters and stuff, and they're just stuck inside of their little pocket.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's dude, life in general is crazy. You know what I mean? Like how life starts.
It's so resilient. How many times have there been mass extinction events and we're still here?
Yeah.
You know, we had the Ice Age, we had the freaking meteor, I think we had more than one Ice Age, I'm not sure. We had like extreme heating, you know, like we had it where like there were no polar ice caps, and there was like barely any, you know, like where we are right now is underwater and stuff. Like we've had all these different extinction events, and yet life is still here.
Yeah, that is great. That's a good word for it, resilient.
Yes. Because
it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, just like seeing in my fish tank, like how fast algae builds up in there. It's like, fuck, I gotta clean it again? But, yeah.
It's a good metaphor.
Dude, my fish ate, so I went down to LBI for like 2 days,
and my
dude, yes, I had cichlids and they laid eggs, and so people told me to take the eggs out, and I was like, okay, but then I didn't, because it looked like the male, dude, it was crazy how these fish were, at first they were protecting the fry, that's what they call like baby fish is fry, and like what the male cichlid was doing is really cool. It would circle like the area that they were keeping their babies in, and if any fry would like I don't know, like doze off and like go swim around the tank somewhere else, but just like not stick with their group, the male was circling around and collecting it in his mouth and then he would bring it back to the group and spit him back out, and you would see like 20 fish just come out of its mouth. It was so cool. And so I was like, nah, man, he's being a good dad. He's like making sure he's got everyone accounted for. And then I come home from LBI and they're just gone. So that fucking sucks.
All right, well, wait. Are you sure it was like they ate them all, or do you think like it was like one of the other fish got to him?
This is what happened. So like afterwards,
this is like a crime. We're like freaking,
dude,
like,
the female
who ate all the kids.
Dude, the female was so pissed. Like the female and the male were fighting with each other after that happened. Like I noticed they were nipping at each other's tails. Yeah, they're having some family issues, man. Yeah, and then I had my other rainbow shark just like chilling. He's like, "Yo, I don't know what's going on over there. I'm just gonna stay out of that."
It's like real bros.
Yeah.
Like Molly and Chad are really pissed at each other right now. I'm just kind of like trying to stay away from all that, but like, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. So I'm not a dad anymore, or grandfather, whatever parent fish parent you want to call it. But
that's too bad. Maybe sometime in the future.
Yeah, well, see what happened, I think they were nipping at each other's tails because I had the tank set to 80 degrees, and apparently cichlids spawn at 80 degrees. Mm-hmm. So the male, I think the male was trying to like, shag again. He's like, come on, let's do it again. And then the female was like, bro, you just ate our babies. So like, yeah. I had to lower the tank to 74, and now they're chilling.
That's good.
They're not.
That's interesting to see how temperature can affect like.
Isn't that weird?
The mental state of a fish. I mean, but we knew that, like like with spawning and shit.
You gotta think there's gotta be something like that in humans, like little things like that trigger mental.
Well, you know what they say? Fall is cuffing season.
Is it? Yeah, I guess I've heard that before.
Because in the fall you gotta get your lady, so then once it's cold out, you're not really going out anymore and stuff. So you snuggle up in bed with your lady.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
And then in the spring you come out of hibernation.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I mean I was thinking something more specific, but yeah, crazy man. Fish are crazy.
So are people.
Yeah. Dude, we've been going for an hour and 13 minutes.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
We got the whole thing this time. We didn't just get the last half hour.
Sick.
What happened last time is I was using a program and apparently it just records up to 30 minutes, so that was dope. So it just didn't that would have been good to know before I hit record.
Yeah, maybe we could split this one into a two-parter. You
want to do that?
Well, I've been thinking, like, when I listen to, like, I mean, we don't have to keep this in, but when I listened to our first podcast, I was just, like, the 30-minute one was just, like, really, like, I was like, I'm going to listen to this one, because it wasn't, like, too much time.
Yeah, see, when I listen to, like, we can keep it in, whatever. We can keep this. When I listen to podcasts a lot, I never get through them. I always have to go back.
When it's Joe Rogan, yeah, that's the thing is I always pause and I always but I always finish the podcast.
Same, usually,
the thing is I feel like Joe Rogan is like the god of podcasts, so like he really has that power.
Dude, knowing so like it's crazy. Like starting a podcast now, I want to keep this in because this is kind of interesting. Okay. Starting a podcast now. Like and then watching other podcasters podcast, I realize how much it's not just like sitting there and talking. Like a lot goes into it.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like you have to think.
It's not as easy as you think.
You don't want to do like likes, like but I don't know. I'm doing likes right now. Like you want to avoid those, and you have to kind of have an idea prepared as to what you're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Like let the peacock fly. You know.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking and it's going to fucking dolphins learning how to talk and shit, like alright, let it go that way. But if you run out of shit to say, you gotta have something like planned. You know, you have to have a backup. You gotta have those notes. So because
that shit happens, man.
Exactly.
Where it's just dead air.
Yeah, and I came in with these mental notes, like I have some written down, but I don't have them on me because I was just like, I'm gonna fucking remember them because like there were things I really wanted to talk about, you know, guitar, my dog, freaking dieting and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of see where the conversation ends up going.
Right.
You know?
Big facts, man.
That shit worked out pretty freaking well.
we can end it here. I think that was a good one.
All right, word. I agree.
Sick. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Peace.
See you later.